Hey dudes and chicks, and neither of those rules don't apply to you. Welcome to Rick for Last Time. My name is Katie. Today, I am going to be doing a get ready with me and using the Sugar and Grunge palette, as you guys have asked me. Several of you have asked me to use this palette again. So this is the color story, and I'm going to be talking about the power of feeling your feelings and how I've kind of moved through that this week. I know you guys probably all want to hear about it, and also I want to talk about it because it's so empowering, and I really want you guys to have these skills. So anyways, if you're interested in any of that, then hang out. So I'm going to do another look with the Sugar and Grunge palette, and I'm going to talk about kind of what's been going on for me and like the hope in it. I'm going to start with the color Combat Boots with my Voldemorphy M506, and I'm just going to talk about how the value of being able to feel your feelings, because you know, whenever we're going through pain and loss, we always try to do something to make it feel better. Like, I started vaping, we eat, we do all these things, right? We throw tasks at it. That's like the big one for a lot of people, is we like try to keep ourselves busy, and we try to like numb out the pain by like distracting ourselves with our phones and with our jobs. And a lot of us, like, we have to work, and so like we don't really have time to fuck around, you know what I mean? We don't have time to like sit there in our emotions and stuff. Well, I'm not really that kind of person, and I don't really have a conventional sense of how I'm supposed to be acting or what is supposed to happen. I feel like I have a viewpoint on life that some people don't think is realistic, but I think that what realistic is changing. And I think that there's a lot of people kind of struggling, and what is realistic has been constraining them so much that we're all traumatized at least a little, and basically like some of us are just barely hanging on. Like, most of us we just have these challenges that we're facing. And so I'm going to tell you guys the story about how this went down. Like, I basically have been working and trying to like distract myself with work, and I've gotten a lot done, but I've basically done it in my bed. Like, I've been in my bed typing and writing and scripting and creating and doing all this stuff in my bed. And I'm still having a hard time eating. That has been like difficult. I just need to get these skid marks out of here. So that's like a thing. I feel like there is a part of me that feels like some sense of control. Like, my mind is going through a process, but my body is telling me a different message. So that's one thing. And that's like the denial that, you know, that's like one of the stages of grief and loss, is when you go into denial, like things aren't real, like you're not really feeling this way, whatever. Okay, so I think I was either going to go into the purple or the mint. You know, I think I'm going to go into the baggy jeans with my Refer 14, and I'm going to start in the inner corner and kind of just go 50% on and 50% off. You guys know how I do it. Okay, I do this all the time. Where was I? Oh, so we just like throw tasks at it. I've been laying in my bed for a week, like trying to figure out how I was going to remain productive when I'm like feeling so blue, and like doing all this bullshit to try to make it go away. And that looks good already. That's crazy. So the other day, it's nice because I was given like a week to really think about things. So like 2 nights ago, I called my bestie, which, you know, she loves me in a way that's so special, and she always is telling me how special I am and how proud of me she is for feeling my feelings, and like she's like that kind of friend for me. Well, I called her and I just like fell apart. Like, I was bawling, talking about how much I was gonna miss him and like all these things. Well, and like my surprise, how I couldn't believe this was happening, and like all this stuff. And I don't just get over things. Like, when I'm a lover, man. I love people like to the end. And so I was like really afraid, and I'm going to talk a lot about fear in the coming time, because I was really afraid that I wasn't going to actually be able to get over this, that it was going to be 3 years, that I was going to be crying around, and that it was really like, that this was like kind of a stable feeling that I was going to be in. However, because in those moments where I had to feel sadness, I was able to just like let it out and like cry about it. Yesterday, I wrote a text to him that was like, I don't just give up. I'm not a fucking quitter when it comes to people. Like, that's not who I am. And so I wrote in this text that was like accountable and vulnerable, and I knew it was like hot. And the vulnerable piece is that I was pretty certain he wasn't going to respond to me. That fact has like shown something to me. It's been revealing to me that I really value courage, and I really value like people who can face things head on. And so I sent him this text that was like really vulnerable and really heartfelt, and he didn't respond. And because I was able to like feel those feelings and like walk through that, I woke up today just really able to like move forward. I don't know what it is. Like I just wanted to talk about the magic of like processing your feelings in a really hard way, like feeling them hard. Because a lot of times like what we do is we do anything in our power to not feel the feelings. Okay, I think I'm going to use baby tea. Honestly, I wasn't going to, but let's just see what happens. I was able to like really like feel the loss and walk through it in a way that feels really clean and really integral to me. Like I feel like the way I was able to like face that and like move through it and really cry and really feel the pain felt like integrity to me. And so as I was like going through that, it just like was this process where when we don't feel our feelings, we get trapped in them. When we deny our feelings, they're kind of feelings that never go away. They just kind of we stay frozen in time when we don't move through them. And I think that that's one of the reasons why addicts, when they're using, they don't feel their feelings, and so they never get over things. They never have the ability to move through those feelings and like really face them head on. And I'm not the kind of person who runs from shit when it's hard. Like I like to do hard. And so I face those feelings hard, and I feel like that gave me the ability to move forward in a way that feels pretty legit to me. So I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I really believe that the other night when I had that conversation with my bestie, that was like the beginning of me being able to heal. And I feel like most of us I feel like many of us, I'll say, I don't like to give qualifiers like that, but I'll say that many of us, a lot of us have things that we have been brokenhearted about for so many years that we don't even know that we're kind of living in that, and that we actually feel fear and sorrow from things that we've been hurt by for so many years, because we numb out with TV, we numb out with our phones, we numb out with drugs and alcohol, we numb out with food, we numb out with, work, like all these things that we use to avoid those difficult feelings. And it's like, there is power in being able to face those feelings, feel them, cry it out, talk about it, process and move through that in a way that frees us. It gives us freedom. And so facing those things head on is actually really empowering. And I feel empowered. I feel empowered that today, this morning, I woke up knowing that like, no matter how bad something hurts, I'm gonna fucking make it. And I'm a badass. And so I am not a coward. And I don't have to feel afraid for the worst thing to hurt. I don't have to fear that anymore, because like I was actually really afraid of that. I was afraid that I was going to get hurt and that I was never going to get over it. And like today I feel really over it. And I know it's because I was able to like move through it and talk about it and really feel it, and really like, I mean, it wasn't sexy. You know what I mean? That's one thing about my friend, is that I don't have to keep my composure with her. It was not sexy. It did not look good. But today I feel really capable. I feel really competent and really able to handle my own problems, whatever life throws at me. And in turn, I don't have to be afraid to take a risk again. So that's like one thing I think that happens to us, is we get hurt and our brains have an automatic response to pain that equals survival. If we feel that pain, we're not going to survive it. That's not realistic. Like, we don't necessarily, that doesn't make any sense, but that's actually what happens. The scientific thing that happens in our brains is our brains tell us this means survival. And so we shut off that ability to be vulnerable with people and to show people love because we're so scared of being hurt again. The way that I'm coming through this, I don't have to be scared to be hurt again. And so I don't have to like shut myself off from like whatever good shit is going to come to me in my life. Like, I can be open to receiving whatever comes my way that's like, seems like an amazing invitation, because I'm not afraid to get hurt like that. I mean, I was hurting, like, oh my God, I was like stuck in powerlessness. And as I said, my body's kind of giving me a different message than what my brain is telling me. My body is telling me I'm still super fucked up because I'm still having a really hard time eating, and I'm gaining a very clear understanding of an eating disorder. I feel like me not having to eat has been something I can control, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I just find it interesting, but I know that like I just need to get back on track because my brain doesn't work as good when I don't eat. And so my brain is really fucking important to me. So I'm going to try to eat an egg and some bacon today, but man, this looks really pretty. I hope you guys love this. I got such an overwhelming fucking badass response to my last video that I had to give you guys a follow-up of where I'm at. You guys were so supportive, and your comments were so heartfelt, and not just supportive, but a lot of you guys shared in a vulnerable way, and a lot of you guys let me know some of the things that you guys are going through too, and I, as well as being so supportive, I'm really glad that I like told you guys, and I'm really glad that I made that video. And it just really gave me an opportunity to see like the connections that I've made with people, and how people can identify, and how we all have these challenges that we're facing, and like really seeing like what it's going to take for us to get through it. And honestly, I feel like being able to feel your feelings, to tell you the truth, my ex-boyfriend, he's not the kind of person to feel his feelings. And so he's just going to throw tasks at this. And I actually today feel compassion about it, that like, I feel bad for him that he had to do this to himself. I honestly feel that way. And so I feel sad for him that he had to like do this because he couldn't find any other way to like hold on to something that was like meaningful. It's sad. And I think that a lot of us do that. We would rather, it's easier to run than it is to stick it out. I mean, obviously it's easier to run than it is to stick it out. It's easier to run. However, it's not as meaningful, and the end result is not as beautiful, or it doesn't bear the fruit that facing your pain and facing your fear, that bears the fruit, right? So like, if you want the fucking fruit, then you gotta face the pain, and you gotta like face it and like feel it and work it out, and then like do the things that fill your heart with self-love and fill your life with meaning. And so the things that fill your life with meaning, they're worth fighting for. But sometimes the things that give your life meaning are the struggles. So every struggle that I've ever gone through has made me come out 10 times a greater person. And today I feel 10 times greater. I feel like that was I feel like the worst possible scenario that I could have come up with happened to me this week. Like, I didn't see it coming. It was a total side blast, like totally mysterious. Like, it's actually baffling to me. I'm still like having a hard time actually believing it, but it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what I think or feel about it. It is what it is. And so I can either stay trapped in that by trying to avoid the feelings of it, or I can like move through it like a woman. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And now I just want to talk about this eyeshadow look. What do you guys think? I feel like you almost have to be careful with Blend Bunny pastels, like the lighter colors, because they're so white based. I'm actually intimidated. I'm more intimidated by Blend Bunny pastels because of the white base than I am of black, period. Although if you have ABH Noir, you don't have to be intimidated by black. Just saying. If you don't have ABH Noir, I'll link it down in the description box so that you can get it. It's like literally a game changer. You guys were really excited about the look I did with this palette, and some people really were like, please do another one, please do another one. You guys know who you are. So I'm doing another one, and I feel a lot more inspired. I'm inclined to think like my lack of inspiration was partially because of my mood, which I actually hate to admit that. But why do we hate to admit that we have feelings, that we're human, that we go through stuff? That's like our superpower as women, that we have feelings, that we feel things, that we go through stuff. And so, not to get all controversial, but we know who the world was built by. And so, in order to be a part of that world or be successful in that world, women have had to stuff that part of them down. And I think that, I love it that that's really changing now, that women like that own businesses are starting to see that like we don't need to run businesses in that way, because like our emotion is our strength. I love you guys so much. So this morning I went and changed my profile pic. Fuck, we just were talking about how like it was literally just a couple weeks ago that I posted a picture of me and him on my profile, on my cover photo on Facebook, and I was like, well, I'm just saying that I'm ready to go Facebook official. And he was like, I've been ready to go Facebook official for a while now. And so now it's like I was kind of holding out to like change that picture, because a Facebook official is like married to me. Like if you go Facebook official, that is it. You are fucking, the deal is sealed. And so I was kind of holding out because I wasn't quite ready to like officially fucking be broke up, but well, I know that my higher power has the very best interest for me, that like no matter what comes out of this, that it's going to be the very best shit that I can't even comprehend. So one of the things I've been struggling with is like we have this like connection that's like so amazing. It's undeniable. He like whatever's going on for whoever, but like I've toyed with the idea that what we had wasn't real, that fucking, that it was all a lie. Like, I've dabbled with that, but I just know in my soul that that's not true. I know that our connection really was real. And so one of the things that I've been struggling with is that I'm scared that I'm never going to feel that connection again. But I know that my higher power ain't going to do that shit to me. I know that whatever happens is because whatever's waiting for me is the very best shit. Like something I can't conceive, because this was something I couldn't conceive. Like the way I felt about him, I didn't even know I was able to love somebody that much. I didn't even know I was able to be like open myself up to somebody that much. Like I've never done that before. So just because I don't think it can happen doesn't mean it's not waiting around the corner for me. And I truly believe that. So my friend Lexi asked me to use this color, Baby Tea. Did I even tell you guys what color it was? Oops, sorry. I really want this gray to be like very prominent. So I'm really just making sure that like the gray doesn't get like stubbed out. I don't want this to be a fucking Easter look. I want it to be, I want it to still have that dark feel, right? In fact, maybe I'll even go a little farther down on the lower lash line. And I'm just lifting, lifting, lifting with the lightest touch, really graying up that mint green. I'm so frightened that my camera is going to shut off and I'm not going to hear it. Ever since I've been using the new software to make my camera do live streams, my camera used to make a noise when it shut off and I could hear it so I could like turn it back on. But now my camera doesn't make that noise because I'm using this thing called Utility 3. Those of you who are on my Patreon, you guys know what that looks like. They actually make jokes about it. They said they wanted to get merch made for me that says, don't worry, it'll come back in a few seconds. Or don't worry, it'll come right back. They want to get the graphic that says cam web utility or whatever, and then like it says, don't worry, it'll come right back. Not like my boyfriend. Oh, I guess there's some things you can count on and some things that you can't. But we can't live in fear of that. And we don't have to if we know that we can face whatever feelings. Man, that looks good. For real. Okay, I'm going into baggy jeans, that mint green. Ooh, that's a fucking blend right there. It really isn't just a clever name. Blend Bunny really does just blend. Like, it's like a blending wet dream. I have a lot of brands. I mean, not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot. But it's not like it's the only brand that blends like a wet dream. It's not. But it really does. It really has a satisfying effect when you blend it. It's like, there's like this moment where you just pull it out and it's like... pull it out. Anyways, there's this moment where you just like lift, and it's like just so perfect. It's absolute perfection. And if you can just leave it alone, see, that's what I'm talking about, where that white just covers, and it's like covers so well that you know, I felt like my relationship with him was like actually magical. And I have thought this whole time that it was because of him. And the other night, my sponsees have really swooped in because I just think they were scared I was going to use. My sponsees have swooped, and my sponsee was over here the other night and she was like, Katie, that magic is you. That's not him. Any guy would do those things for you. I just realized, like, that magic is me. And he told me that all the time, but I just didn't believe him. And because I thought sure it was him, but it wasn't. It was me. I don't necessarily believe that I could have that magic with anybody, but I know that I can have it with somebody. Because I didn't think that I could have that magic with anybody, and I had it with him. So that's exciting to me. Okay, I'm going back in with the gray. I hope you guys love this color combo. I felt like it was exciting. I was gonna go a few different ways with it, but I just chose this in the moment. I'm gonna pull this gray down on the lower lash line so that it kind of a little stamps out that color. Oh. I'm using my P. Louise cut crease brush, and I'm gonna put on my NYX glitter primer. And I'm gonna go into Butterfly. I really like this color. It made me really happy the other day when I put this on. And then I'm going to go into Jawbreaker. Yeah, that's pretty. One thing that felt like a strange coincidence too was that my channel monetized like 2 days after he left me, and I felt like that was kind of a little sign from my higher power that everything was going to be okay. And thank you guys for that, because you guys have been watching the shit out of my videos. It's crazy, actually. So thank you. I'm going to use the Unearthly Low Light Inspector as my inner corner highlight, and maybe down below. I'm going to use my Rephr 03, and I'm going to go into Jawbreaker, the purple, and I'm just going to kind of do this. Then I'm going to go into Spectre, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight with that same brush. We love that. And then I'm gonna go one more dip and I'm gonna give it a little spritzy poo. Love it. And then I'm gonna go back into the gray and I'm gonna gray that outer corner and kind of get it blent just a little better. And then with my Jessup 234. Oh, sorry if I haven't been telling you guys what brushes I've been using. I'm a little distracted. There we go. All right, that's the look. And I just want to tell you guys that I did my brows a little bit differently today. I actually just used this, and so I know in pictures my brows are going to look a little vague. That's the reason why I always use so much brow product, but I don't really love the way that it looks in real life. So I'm going to try to start just not giving a fuck about that. Pictures on Instagram. So yeah, I'm going to go finish the rest of my face and I'll be back when I'm done. So this is the manifesto, the pièce de résistance. I use my Kish lashes. They're the Naked Drama or something, Lash Drama or something like that. And then I use my Unearthly blush in Hazy, my Unearthly Low Light Inspector, and my Unearthly Lippy pencil, which I just got. And I'm not really a lip liner type of person, but I don't know what the color is. It's this, it's Vamp. I use the Unearthly lip gloss in Glint over the top of it, and I love it. I think I look gorgeous. I'm so pretty. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that in finishing, I just want to say that feel your feelings, move through it, face your fear and feel those feelings, because I promise you what's on the other side of it is a fortitude of self that you can't even comprehend. And also, you don't have to shut yourself off from the best things in life over your fear if you can face those feelings and come out more competent. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because you can't wait to see what happens next. Hit the like button if you like this look, or if you just like my sparkling personality and my boyish charm, and hang out with me in the comments because I fucking love it. If you got like halfway through this video and you're like, oh my god, she's so pretty till she opens her big fucking mouth, then you wouldn't be alone. And go check me out on Instagram because I don't talk as much on Instagram. And if you were like, don't sugarcoat it, Katie, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Then go check out my Patreon because I don't hold anything back on Patreon. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's the aptly named See You Next Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. You could have been anywhere, but you were here wasting your time with me, and I totally appreciate you. Later. Slayer.